Thank you.
Right, the next question is about the police holding files on their critics. It's in the name of Assembly Member Jones.
Well, Jenny, if your question arises from the extraordinary revelation that there was a file on you as a domestic extremist or something, and I have to say I think that was absolutely absurd, is my view of that situation, because there could be no one less extreme than you, in my view. And you are a pillar of the establishment, more conservative than me in many ways. And I think it's absolutely true. And I looked at the pathetic things that are on your file, and it was really. I mean, seriously, I thought it was wrong. You're asking. No, I looked at what you said about it, which was that it was something to do with the tweets you had given and whatever. Anyway, your question really is about how many other people with no criminal record appear on NPS databases and what we can do about this. And I think it's a very serious and important issue, because obviously all kinds of people do have their details recorded in one way or another by the NPS, whether they're victims of crime or witnesses or whatever. Inevitably that is going to crop up, and they will not obviously have a criminal record. Under FOI, they should be entitled to all details about what is held about them or upon them by the police. But what I can tell you in terms of absolute numbers, the figures I can give you, the numbers I can give you, are that the number of entries on the National Domestic Extremism and Disorder database has been significantly reduced, and that is down from 8,931 in May 2013 to around 2,500 at the moment. So if anybody thinks, that, like Jenny, that they might be on this list, this database, they are perfectly entitled to, under FOI, to see whether they are one of the 2,500, or indeed to see what other data the police have about you.
I thought as a good Tory you were probably interested in personal freedom, but have you asked the police any questions about their domestic extremist database? For example, are members of the Lawrence family still on their database?
I haven't made such inquiries personally. I'm sure that there have been conversations within the MOPAC about this, and if there's anything we can share with you about that, we'd be happy to do so.
I would be pleased, because I actually met with the National Coordinator for Domestic Extremism. Now that's a Met post, it isn't somebody who organises domestic extremism. He's the top cop, spy cop as it were. And I asked him about the reduction in the files and what criteria he used. He wouldn't tell me. I asked him if I still had a file on the database. He wouldn't tell me. So it's very difficult to get any answers, and I'd be glad if you could ask some of these questions. I'd be very grateful. Are you allowed to know the criteria under which they reduced the number of files?
Well, I'm told that it was in line with their principles of management of police information, and certainly I think I'd need to know a bit more about why and how they make these decisions, and I can't give you that information now. But if you have particular questions you want me to ask, then I'm more than happy to do that. Though I stress it is open to anybody as a citizen to do it themselves.
Well, interestingly, people from all political parties, well, most political parties, have actually asked me for that information about how to get their files, and so the Met's probably going to be swamped with demands.
I welcome that, and I applaud it. I think that's the right way to do it.
Exactly, yes. You see, earlier this year, as you know, the police updated their domestic extremism definition, and I'm just wondering if they've cleared out the database using that new definition, which of course involves serious criminality.
I'd have to get back to you on that.
Okay, if I send you a list then of the things that I think ought to be public knowledge,
yeah.
Thank you. And you can ask them the questions and get the answers. All right, thank you.
Right. I see no further supplementaries on this matter, so we'll move to the next question in the name of